From Lackland Air Force Base, Texas, gateway to the Air Force, this is Air Force Basic Training in Sound. Here in Sound is perhaps the most memorable period in the lives of hundreds of thousands of young American men, the training that made them airmen. Our story has many beginnings, as numerous as the towns of America. A boyhood dream on a Kansas farm, a talk with a recruiter in Memphis, Chicago, New York, or a raised right hand in your own hometown.
Gentlemen, come to attention. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
To the United States of America.
to the United States of America.
That I will serve them honestly and faithfully.
They told us we were really in the Air Force then,
Against all
but I
their
didn't
enemies
feel any
whomsoever.
different. Just a little numb,
That I will obey
flying
the
on that
orders
big jet all the way to Texas.
of the President of the United
That
States.
should have made me feel like I was real Air Force,
And the orders
but I still felt like me.
of the officers.
No changes. But then we came down to Earth. And that escort bus took us into Lackland Air Force Base. And man, then the changes started.
Break it off! Some of you airmen get over here! Stay line! Hurry up!
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Lackland Air Force Base, and this is base reception. I welcome you here on behalf of the wing commander. You're going in door 20, and in this room we will process you into a flight and squadron in which you will live and take your training.
Gentlemen, I'm your tactical instructor, Team Captain Sergeant Knudsen. We will take you out of here over to Mess Hall 22 where you'll get your first meal on this base. From there, we'll go to the barracks, wait for the rest of the flight.
He had some other things to say, too. And I got the strong feeling that we'd be seeing a lot of each other.
Following name people and
Those first days, none of us knew what to
Line up in
expect.
front of me in the order I call your
There sure
name.
were a lot of rumors passed
Round
around.
3.
No, but
He
you
read
know
it
what
off.
you're gonna do? You're gonna get 2 needles at the same time in each arm as you walk down through there.
You know how long they take? They take about 15 seconds to cut your hair.
They count 27 seconds on the guy's got a real lot of hair, you know, California style hair.
They just go right over.
Processing begins. Lackland's huge personnel processing center swallows the new recruit, digests him, and 1 week later will issue forth what at least looks like an airman. It's the busiest, most confused week of your life.
Move out. We're not playing here. We got work to do.
Quickly, quickly, move, move, move!
Gentlemen, you're here today to get your initial issue of Air Force clothing. When I tell you men to get undressed, I want you to get every bit of clothing that you have on off and put it in this bag. You're going in this shower room for a fast shower. While in there, you will keep it at ease. By now, at ease means keep your mouth shut. 11, 29, 34, arms down your side. 15, 30, and a 4. Next.
Next man, please.
Ever had a short haircut like this before?
No, sir.
Well, then you've got a real experience in front of you. Something you're going to enjoy.
Total time for an Air Force haircut,
Okay.
29 seconds.
Next man.
People, get your bags with your right hand, face the double doors, and close the line. Get your chest against the man's back in front of you. When I ask you gentlemen to do something, I want you to do it as fast as you can. When you put these clothes in your bag, there'll be no rolling, no folding, just shove them in that bag as fast as you can. All right, you have 1 minute now. Hurry up.
Processing is a standing in line kind of world. Lines and more lines. And the new recruit seldom knows where the line leads. It might take you to a vision test, a form to be signed, or shots.
Relax. 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 Relax, man. Stand at ease. There you go. That hurt you?
No, sir.
17, 18, 19, X, 20, MOD, 21 carries DO.
Lower your chin just a little. Raise it just a little bit now. Close your lips.
All right, let me have your attention up here. I'll tell you why you're in here today. The day you enlisted in the Air Force was an important
You take
day
the Airman
because you were taking
classification
the first
battery of
step toward
tests.
doing your part in strengthening your country's defense.
Today is equally important for you to take a group of tests which will help both you and the Air Force decide what kind of work you can learn best and what kind of work you're most interested in. I think I can get you to realize the importance of these tests simply by saying this. More than anything else, these tests are going to decide what you'll be doing as long as you're in the Air Force. And the greatest part of the responsibility for getting you into the right job rests squarely upon your shoulders and here today.
What we do here today is complete these forms you have here and make some recommendations of assignment to you according to...
And you follow your test scores to your classification interview.
Number 2,
your last processing station gives you a glimpse of your future.
Sometime enter into the picture.
You know what you have been recommended for? Yes, sir. Aircraft engine mechanic, aircraft accessories, and automotive maintenance. Those are your schools.
Is there a pretty good chance of getting in the schools, or are they...
With the score that you have, you should be going to tech school at the end of 4 weeks of training.
Basic training begins. 400 recruits sound off for PC, physical conditioning.
Exercise! Begin! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
The trunk twister, the leg raise, the Air Force push-up. To the cadence of your PC instructor and the growls of your TI, your muscles memorize the Air Force exercises. Stay with the program, Airman. Remember?
Smile, smile, smile. 1, 2, 3, 1. You sounded weak.
And all the time, every PC period, there was that TI cruising around over us, kind of like a vulture, waiting for some poor guy to mess up.
This is the chew, Air Force slang for discipline in its most personal form. The recruit isn't long in learning that discipline is 9/10 of basic training. Some examples?
You know what a parade rest is?
Yes, sir.
You don't play with yourself doing a parade rest, do you?
No, sir.
Well, you better watch it, boy, because I might think you're a funny bunny. Yeah, I know it. He can't do nothing right. He hasn't been able to do nothing right since he got here. He's my jewel. He's the mascot for Flight 885, aren't you,
In that
son?
parade rest one day, and I was looking to the side, and you're not supposed to move at all. It's just like attention when you got your hands behind you and your feet spread. And I was looking to the side, and I happened to glance back over, and here he comes looking at me, glaring real mad. So he walks up to me, and he says, "What are you, a natural-born goofball?" And I says, "No, sir," and I wasn't at attention. Then it started, boy. He started chewing, and man, oh, man, did he chew. He started chewing, and I just, "Yes, sir, no, sir, no, sir, yes, sir, no, sir." That's all you can say, boy. You don't say anything else.
Well, I had one chow line about the second week. I came through there, and you have to do a left face in the one chow hall in order to pick your tray out. And the sergeant was standing there, and he says, "Do a left face." Well, I was all shook up because, I mean, it was the first time I had him up beside me, you know, and I just couldn't do it. He said, "Boy, I'm going to get on you later on." So right away I figured from now on, you know, it was going to be kind of rough. But, I mean, we had a little talk about it, and finally I got straightened out on it. I can do a left face now.
I was in my third week at Reveille. I was standing out there, and they yelled out parade dress, and I just stood there like an idiot at attention. So Sergeant, my TI came over and he said, he started chewing me out, you know, about all the things I've been doing wrong lately. And then he said, well, you think you're pretty sharp? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, well, just find out how sharp you are. He said, jump up in the air. And I jumped in the air, you know, and I came down. And he started chewing me out, and I when I come, he said, you know how I'm chewing you out? I said, no, sir. He says, who told you to come down?
Here is the chew in its most common form, as a TI finds fault during a drill field quiz of his flight.
No. Why don't you know?
I forgot, sir.
You forgot?
Yes, sir.
You'd forget your head if it wasn't on your shoulders, wouldn't you?
No, sir.
You wouldn't?
No, sir.
Well, you forgot yourself a little answer like who your squadron adjutant is.
Yes, sir.
Well, who is it? You know?
No, sir.
Is it First Lieutenant Mears?
Yes, sir.
Well, why don't you tell me that?
I forgot, sir.
You forgot?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to forget you here, boy, sometime. Set you back.
Yes, sir.
Security orders, chain of command, insignia of rank. And if you didn't have the answer, there was very little you could say.
No, sir.
Very little indeed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Does this happen every day?
No, sir.
It doesn't.
Another kind
Just
of
this
chew.
morning.
The quiet type. Slow, seemingly endless reprimand by a flight sergeant. This one is now 3.5 minutes old.
How long do you think it'll take you to correct these items?
I can correct them right away, sir.
You can correct them right away. I'm not interested in what you can do. I'm interested in what you will do.
I will correct them right away.
And this kind just goes on and on
Make sure that you do that.
and on.
All right, you men, keep it at ease in here. This afternoon, we're here for your first class in Customs and Traditions. That's Customs and Traditions 1.
Your class this afternoon
Lectures
is
and classes.
Customs 2.
The academics of basic training. You learn about military law, CBR warfare, career opportunities. 1,001 things the Air Force wants you to know.
All right, if you'll open your student study guides up now to page 57, this hour will take up respect for authority.
The machinery and equipment are exact miniature models built to scale. The purpose of your visit here is to give you a visual aid to these career fields.
The term contagious refers to diseases which are spread by direct contact or close association.
Let's take a look at Article 1 of the Code of Conduct. I am an American fighting man. I serve in the forces which guard my country and our way of life. I am prepared to give my life in their defense.
Now, whom to salute? All enlisted men salute all officers.
And this is what we want to teach you here at Lackland. We don't want to constantly impose discipline upon you. What we want you to become is a self-disciplined individual.
Men sitting against the windows, line the chairs up as you come out. Flight 899, set still, fall out first. Chow runners of both flights go to the mess hall.
Chow call. For every chow hound, the happiest sound in basic training.
Sir, chow runner for flight 29, reporting for chow.
But before you can eat, dismount a drill in the chow line.
Parade, press! Press, man of chow 19, hut! Press, man of chow 9, for parade, press! Chow 19, hut! Cut off, line clear, 1, 2, 10. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4,
Sound
sir.
off and move safely inside. That is, unless you happen to hold your tray wrong, in which case, more Air Force discipline.
Were you taught how to hold that tray up there, boy? Yes, sir. Well, I think you better start doing it. Sidestep to that line the way you're supposed to. Yes, sir. Get on through the line.
Tighten it up, people. Let's go. Tighten it up.
Basic training chow. Healthful, tasty, all you need. And the real heroes behind it, the student supporters, KPs, inspired by tradition, devotion to duty, and the mess sergeant.
Airman, cut the balls, Airman. Get this stuff out through the clippers. Speed it up, Airman.
You've forgotten what KP was like?
Hey,
Listen.
Brady, how come we always get the hardest job on this dadgum KP?
Always on you.
There's just one thing bad about this KP. You have to get up about 2 o'clock in the morning and you don't get to bed about 9. You don't get about 3 hours of sleep.
Well, the hardest pots to do are the potato pots, naturally. Very hard.
And the lament of the man on pots and
really
pans.
messy, you know. It's really terrible. You gotta get down in there with your fingernails to get them clean, you know. It's terrible, terrible.
Remember our motto, men. We don't have to go home tomorrow.
It's not just the big sounds you remember. I remember little ones, too. Lackland's noon siren. And those zillions of strange Texas bugs you hear at night when you're on security guard. And those strange voices on the radio.
Antonio Aguilar Jr. y la Prieta Linda presentan su Festival Charro y Jaripeo de Lujo Internacional en la Arena del Hemisferio del jueves 1 al domingo 4 de agosto. ¡Allá nos vemos! Vuelve a pegar el rayo KCOR. Veamos a quién le toca ahora. El rayo KCOR.
Las 4:30. Las 4:30. Las 4:30.
KCOR, the Good Neighbor Station in San Antonio.
And then, there are those sounds you end up hearing in your sleep. And then there's that first lovely sound of morning.
All right, pull out, get out of here. Get out now, Reynolds, move. Get out, let's go, move. All right, upstairs, get out of here. 6 to the front and 3 to the rear. Sound off so they can hear. Sound off so they can hear.
Wherever your training took you over Lackland's 6,835 acres, you marched. You marched to classes, to chow. You marched the night march. And when you had nowhere else to march, you marched to the drill field to practice marching.
To the rear.
You're bouncing, don't bounce. March your hips down, don't bounce, settle out.
L3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Odd number. Right. Hey. Ready. 2.
I swear, Lazader and Haven, you're in love with each other. Are you? You gonna marry each other? No, sir! Well, then maintain your 4 inches!
Wickenkamp, that was real smart. Now go see Sergeant Haggerty, maybe he'll put your head back where it belongs.
Glance out of the corner of your eye. Do not move your head.
Did I not tell you people that you would keep your address to the left or keep your address at all times?
Lean your body back, lean your body back.
Didn't I say that? Yes, sir! What's the matter, you hard of hearing? What? I can't hear you.
Wrinkles in the chin. Get him in, get him in. Dress right, you're out of the right.
Millhouse.
Don't rush
You think this is a big joke?
No, sir.
What?
No, sir.
Sound off. Don't you know your right from your left yet? Huh? Which is your right? Raise your hand. Raise your right foot. Do you know which is your right now?
Yes, sir.
Now this is a position of attention. In this position, the only thing that may move are your eyes may open and close. Other than that, you freeze right where you are.
Understood. Yes, sir. Any questions?
In basic training, I guess you learn to appreciate little things. Or maybe they're not so little. Things like a letter from home. Or someone else getting KP. A week without a gig slip. Or just a bull session with the guys in the flight. Guys who are turning out to be like your best friends back home.
Hey man, the Air Force, my recruiter told me it'd be gravy. Drink your coffee now before you leave, because when you get there, it's going to be mud.
But I haven't seen any food that's one part yet. I mean,
Well,
there's about 4 different kinds of stuff in one thing.
Yeah, so you have some for breakfast, and then they give it to you for supper again, mixed up a different way.
T.I. told us to eat our food now and chew it later like the cows do.
Yeah, man, chew it later, because you're going to march it off.
Right.
What is there to do in the barracks in the evening? Well, a fellow can spit shine his shoes, bone up on his notes, squeeze in a letter home if there's time. But mostly, he just goes to parties, GI parties. Bring your own broom.
Latrine crew in the latrine. Oh, let's go. Let's get Bill on you up too. You shine your shoes after we're done for our GI in the barracks. Latrine queen, get their crew in there. Everybody get out of the latrine now. It's all Flint. All the train crew, get in there now! On the double! Okay, everybody at bed. Lights are out.
At 9 p.m., Lackland's recruit barracks go dark. It's lights out. Sometimes it's a little hard to get a bay full of spirited recruits asleep, especially if a recruit has been left in charge.
Let's get in bed, man.
I see a guy standing up here.
Hey, Shorty, get in bed. Okay, the next person I catch on bed got latrine for a week. You hear that? If you like to clean them commodes in there, just keep talking.
But more often, the day ends quietly. And, as in this barracks, reverently. A bay of recruits join voices in the dark in the Lord's Prayer.
I will be done. Our as we done. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen. Good night, Good night.
Well, I really didn't know what basic training was going to be like when I came down here, and it was quite an adjustment to make.
What is Air Force
Everybody
basic
sort of
training
scared
like
in a
to
new
a man in the middle?
New people.
Listen.
And you have to adjust to all this, and you have to adjust to the being told what to do, when to do, how to do it.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know, when you come in here, here's some mean guy telling you what to do, you know, and you don't like that. But after a while, you find out that he's really not such a bad guy.
Like he said, when we come in, you had some mean guy standing here hollering at you, but as you progress along,
If guys always yelling at you, that's about your hardest thing in basic training, that they always
What's
right.
the toughest part of basic training?
would be putting a spit shine on your shoes.
KP is the roughest, I think. You get up too early in the morning, you work too long.
Hanging your clothes and shining your shoes, putting your shoes in the right alignment and stuff like that, you know, putting your hat on 45-degree angles, your bed's got to be made, and all different kinds of stuff like that. That's about all I can think of.
Well, sir.
And what does a young man away from home miss most?
Most of all was the severe lack of feminine companionship.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I really miss my girl most of all.
Well, I miss my car, my woman, squirrel hunting.
My girl, folks, and my car.
What I miss most is my wife. She's going to have a baby in April 17th, in fact. And the way we got it planned out now, it'll be...
Almost every recruit expects basic training to change him permanently, and almost always for the better.
But the TI told us when we first come here that basic training would change us so much that when we went home, our parents wouldn't know us. He said, if you walked in the house and you said, sir, to your father, he'd probably drop over dead.
I feel that it will enable me to meet people, meet responsibilities, and meet new challenges, be able to conquer them, and to think as a man.
The day I went up to get registered in, I wanted to get in pretty bad, and I weighed 113 pounds. And for my size, the minimum is 115, so I ate 2-pound bananas and drank water like crazy. So I hit the Air Force with 115 pounds, and now I weigh 140. So I'm keeping physically fit, you might say.
Well, this is called a gig slip. It's a student delinquency report. When you do something wrong,
a recruit explains the most important document in basic training, the gig slip.
Wrong, they mark it down here, and they put the time you did it, the date, and the awards.
Where do gigs come from? You get some idea when you listen to the reading of a gig list.
Gentlemen, quiet down. I'll read off the gigs that you got today on your personal areas. Squires, you had your 505 pants hung backwards. Aldrich, you had 2 candy wrappers in your field jacket pocket. Calhoun, shorts unbuttoned at fly. 505 pants, hip pocket unbuttoned. Towel not marked in center.
The natural habitat of the gig is the inspection. Area inspection, personnel inspection, equipment inspection, standby inspection. The bigger the inspection, the mightier the gig. As in this honor flight standby inspection in the barracks.
Have them stand at the parade dress until I inspect the area.
Parade. For most recruits, the inspection is no sweat.
Fourth security instruction.
Sir, my fourth security instruction is, I will relay all messages and distress signals from other posts to Air Police Headquarters.
But for others, the tension-charged air of the barracks, the approaching footsteps of the inspecting officer, and then his stern face just a foot away, will take some getting used to.
What's your third security instruction?
Sir, my third security instruction is, I'll report all orders in violation I'm instructed to enforce.
Let's hear that again.
Sir, my third security instruction is, I'll report all orders in violation I'm instructed to enforce.
You been writing your own security instruction card lately?
No, sir.
Why don't you give it away? It's on your security instruction cards.
Sir, my third security instruction is, I'll report all violations and orders I'm instructed to enforce.
Martinez doesn't know security instructions well.
The line is clear. Shooter, your first course of fire per record will be one 10-round magazine fired from the sitting position. Pick up one 10-round magazine. Cover your ears, sitting position, move. Get up there and sit down.
In an air force of supersonic jets, ballistic missiles, and nuclear arms, there's still room for foot soldier tactics. You learn to fire the Air Force M16 rifle, marksmanship, sight picture, breath control, and trigger squeeze.
Now, when he tells you you can handle that weapon, get to a good position. Get both elbows down inside of both shins. Twist around, get a good natural point of aim on your own heart. The line is clear. You may handle your weapon. Check out your natural point of aim. Now scoot forward until your feet are up there next to your firing point. Is the line ready? The line is ready with one 10-round magazine load. Insert the magazine. Hit your bolt release. Ready on the right. Ready on the left. Ready on the firing line. Safety selected a semi. Fire.
It should take you about 30 minutes to run it.
You move to the most grueling challenge of basic training, the confidence course. 19 obstacles, 9/10 of a mile, 1/2 hour of sweat, dust, mud, water holes, explosions, and shouting instructors.
All right, move it out on there. Push forward on that top cable. Slide your feet 18 to 20 inches to the right.
They said there were only 19 obstacles. Well, I must have missed the off-ramp and gone through twice. We all started off like a bunch of tightrope walkers.
Straight to the front, shoulder to shoulder.
Over to your left, Airman. Get on down the path, Airman. What are you waiting for?
Don't run out of the pit. When you get up there and you jump in there, walk out of that pit.
See your sides open. Get over here. Now keep moving. Hurry up. 26 flights gotta go through. It didn't take all day. Go.
Out of the barrel, coming down. Go.
They told us those barrels were only 13 feet high. I felt like I was in the flight pattern for Kelly Air Base.
Go, go.
Stay low when you go over the top.
Get up there.
Stay low at the top. Keep yourself on that wire.
Oh, they get out of your way. Don't step on his head.
Come on down through the smokehouse. Open them eyes. Get down here, double time. Up to the obstacle. Both hands on the obstacle. Go. Go. Listen to me. Both hands on the obstacle. Waist over. Legs do not touch the obstacle. Go. Hit it. Up and over like men. Let's go. Next.
The minefield. Half a football field long. You low crawl through the rain of sand, dirt, and mud from jarring explosions just feet away.
Oh, wait, get in the tunnel. Get in. Lay down low. Stay off your side. Stay low. Oh, get down on your stomach at number 1. Oh, wait, get in. Get in.
That minefield. I remember crawling through it on my stomach, scraping elbows and knees. And those explosions that seemed to go off right under me. We weren't supposed to talk. When someone puts his feet in your face, like they say, war is hell.
Get off your side, number 3.
go. More be over before you get there. Let's go. Get back. Put your head down.
Keep digging, man. Don't stop there. Don't stop. Hey, come over to your left. Here, see this flash wire. Move your head over here and you're up. Come under this flash wire and you're finished.
And you move upside down across the parallel ropes of water obstacle number 2.
Pull your feet up in the air.
Okay, number 2, let's move it.
Walk out.
Walk, troop. It's only 4.5 feet deep. Go!
When we got halfway through the course, I started to wonder, did that sergeant say 9/10 of a mile? Or 9 or 10 miles?
On your stomach and crawl through the sawdust. Sit down in the shortest line, under the yellow, over the green, on your back. Move it out. Slowest man goes twice. Hook your ankles over the large pole. Wet ones on your stomach right through the sawdust. Get down on your stomach and get through there. Under the yellow, over the green. Move it out. Move it out there, Airman. Hook your ankle over the large pole. Hook your ankle over the large pole. Now go under the yellow and over the green on your back. Sit down.
There I was, stuck right on my back, when one of those big, beautiful jets from Kelly sailed over. It didn't seem like we were in the same Air Force.
Sit down, Airman, butt to butt. Look up and see how they're doing it. Next man, move out. Fill up every space. Under the yellow, over the green, on your back. Come on, Airman, move out. Move out. Slowest man goes twice. I see him right now in line 3.
I felt like signaling for help. I'm being held prisoner by the infantry.
Sit down in one of the lines the way you see the same way they're facing. Over here in line 2, Airman, you're looking for a rest. Double time up that hill. Get up there.
You double-timed on, over wall obstacles, across bridges, through suspended tires, and to the swinging ropes over water obstacle number 3.
Go. Get up. Keep them feet up. Keep moving. Let's go. Let that road go. Jump.
Airman, you are not getting another swing. Jump for it.
Jump for it.
Get up here. Get up. Airman, get on that ladder and get out of there. Quit acting like a baby. Next.
And you move to the finish line of the confidence course, across the hand ladder above waterhole number 4.
Get up there. Toe to heel. Line up. Toe to heel. Next. Get out from under the ladder. Get over to the side. Get out.
You're finished.
Come on, Airman, slowest man. I see him right now in line 2. You're going to go twice, Airman. Maybe improve the second time.
Basic training is a world of contrasts. From the dirt and mud and fatigue of the confidence course to the spit and polish and stirring music of the Friday morning review. Basic training will not end in a blaze of glory or ceremony, for its end is really a beginning, and there's little time for pride and accomplishment. But perhaps in that final review, as your flight marched smartly past the reviewing stand, those thoughts were there.
It had been only 5 weeks, but it seemed longer. Long enough for a lot of changes. I guess we'd all wondered sometimes whether it was worth it. All that work. But that last review, we knew. The flight had sure changed. You could feel the difference. Confidence, pride in the flight, in the uniform you wore, in yourself. There was one other feeling, too, that we belonged to the greatest outfit in the world, and we'd earned it.
In the final days of basic training, an airman's ears cocked toward the future, toward the sounds of the big jets clearing their throats at nearby Kelly Field. Or toward the sounds of our Air Force protecting the peace, of an alert scramble of Air Force fighters in Germany,
approach, fixed climbing standard, attack and departure number 12, contact Simplak, white deuce, logging 3, transition level 60. Right, Alpha, clear on the active and clear for takeoff. Roger, Alpha 1 pins out, time to lock the seatbelt, clearing wing.
Or the training launch of a huge Air Force missile from its silos somewhere in America.
3, 2, 1, start. 1, 2, 3, lift off.
The sounds of our Air Force at war in the defense of liberty. These are the sounds of danger and of American courage, of our Air Force at war in Vietnam, of enemy mortars bombarding a frontline airfield, of Air Force jets striking back in close air support missions. Of our heavy bombers punishing the enemy in his hideaways.
Detroit, we got MiGs under us. Run down this side? Under who? Detroit, we got MiGs under us. Come on, back around.
And the crackling tension in the voices of Air Force pilots locked in air-to-air combat with enemy MiGs over North Vietnam.
I got cannonballs going all around me. Come on, get up out of there, Detroit. I can't. I got a whole bunch of them behind me. Okay, Detroit, there's a MiG going, turning south here. Got about 11 o'clock, Barrington. Got him. Okay, it's an unfriendly. That's a primitive. Okay, Barracuda, it's a big MiG. Straight ahead, 12 o'clock in a right turn coming back. Roger. Don't have him. Okay, Texas fighters, President permit. Barracuda 3. We got the target about 11. Okay, don't have that MiG. It's 12 o'clock, right over us. 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them. Let's get these bombs off in a hurry. Okay, right at 3 o'clock. Well, let's pop, Barracuda. Run up. Bingo 2, you on. Run up there, I'm behind you. I got MiGs all around this place. Come on up here. Come on back. Let's go, Detroit. Out of there. Hey, look at the MiGs. Come on, you little bastard. Let's fight. Let's go back around, Detroit. Let's go. I got 2 of them coming in on me. Come on, I need a little bit of help. Just a little bit. I got something.
Plugged in the afterburners to give us maximum speed, and we started climbing after them.
I noticed another F-4, which is my wingman, and behind him a MiG-21. So I made another maneuver trying to defend my wingman, called for him to brake right, and then I dove down and made a rolling pull-up to get behind the MiG-21 on his tail. I got the enemy aircraft in my gun sight, placed the gun sight on the aircraft, and fired.
This one went true to mark, went directly up his tailpipe and blew his tail off. When it hit, there were airplane parts all over the sky in front of us. It's lucky we didn't
Courage,
run
discipline,
into some of them.
sacrifice, devotion to country, to countrymen. When America needed them, the qualities were there, always. And they are there today in abundance in the very sinews of America. But it is here at Lackland Air Force Base, in the crucible of basic training, where the qualities are first tested and matured and honored. On its drill fields and firing ranges, on its confidence course, in its classrooms and dorms, the lessons of Lackland become a part of you. And wherever you serve, wherever your nation and Air Force send you, those lessons will go with you. For what Lackland teaches is as much a part of you as these sounds you have lived, as much a part of you as the title you bear, Airman, United States Air Force.